Hello, sixth graders. I'm Mr. Peattie. Mr. Shively and I are looking forward to a great year with you. It will be different in some ways, but we trust that your last year as a Claypool Knight will be a really memorable one. There are some changes in our building this year to ensure that all Claypool Knights are safe. We'll cover all that the first few days of school, but for this video, Mr. Shively and I want to address some things we think you should know about being a sixth grader at Claypool. First, parents, we will prepare for e-learning by holding a practice e-learning day in the classroom early in the year. Your child will learn how to access and submit assignments. There should be no excuses when it comes to that. We ask that you make sure they finish what's assigned and turn it in that very day so we can pick up right where we left off when we're back in the class the following day. Second, we don't give a lot of homework, but every week we will have vocabulary and spelling, as well as something to memorize and recite by the end of the week. This could be poetry, song lyrics, famous quotes. Other than that, students should have time to finish most work in class. There are occasional math or reading assignments that they may not finish and they'll need to take home, but we don't give homework just for the sake of giving homework. Third, and finally for me, before I hand things off to Mr. Shively, we strongly recommend that you limit the time your child spends on devices outside of school. We use our iPads regularly in the classroom, but rarely are they needed at home. So if you'd rather they keep their device here on the charger in the room, please let us know. We'd be glad to support you in that. We'll send out contact information on the first day. Feel free to get a hold of us with any further questions. Students, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'm going to hand things over to Mr. Shively, so I'm going to mask and then move. Get used to hearing that.
Okay, obviously I'm Mr. Shively. One thing we want to emphasize this year is reading. One of the best indicators for student success, and we see it in many areas of, practically all areas actually of school, is reading. And we want to do some reading for fun, no strings attached. They will just enjoy the reading. If they like to share what they're reading, that's fine, but there'll be some reading that is strictly, hey, I want to read for enjoyment. When I read for enjoyment, I don't want questions. I don't want to write out answers. Obviously, we have to do that some, and we will do that. But we also want to emphasize reading because, hey, this is a fun and enjoyable thing to do. You'll have an agenda. So I've already talked to a few parents about how I know what kids are supposed to do. They should have this filled out with details for each subject if there is any work to be done. They should, for example, math, they should put the page number and the problem numbers, not just math. So you know exactly what they are to do. And they may have this already finished. They can check that off to make sure that it's finished. Also on this page at the bottom are places for them to record the number of pages they read each day. We would like a goal of around 100 pages per day, depending on the student. That's our goal at first. Fill the number of pages in each day. They can also read at school and record those pages, so that should not be a burden. Then again, that is strictly reading for fun. Along with the agenda, there'll be a little dojo behavior report, and both of these papers need to be signed and returned. You'll get it on Friday, returned by Monday or Tuesday the following week. That's really important that they are signed and returned. Over the years, we've learned that the biggest issue with kids is listening and following directions. If they do that, they will be successful.